Hey scrapbookers and crafters, this is Michelle at michellesizemore.com. I'm a creative memories advisor, and today you'll learn how to make this quick and easy layout using a card kit from Creative Memories. All of this part was already pre-cut for you, and the Sweet on You collection for Valentine's Day. I'm sorry, I wasn't showing you the whole thing. I had that on top, but here it is. Okay, so this is a 2-page layout. This shows you everything that I used. So I used this paper, 2 sheets of this. This was my base paper. It's like a chocolate paper with a little subtle stripe to it. And then I used this red paper as my background here, and it's got X's and O's on it. It's just like a tonal paper. And then I used this really fun paper with all these hearts and treats on it for Valentine's Day. You can tell this is a scrap. I've already used it. And I used ruled paper from Creative Memories. This comes in full sheets, but this is a scrap, so I'm going to use that. And then I use this card kit. I don't have the card kit because I've used it all, but it comes in a little pack, and this is on the front, and it's all the ingredients to make 3 cards. And then it has the instruction sheet that shows you exactly what to do. Or you can completely take the ingredients and do your own thing, which is kind of what I did here, I think. But you can make 3 cards. And I like to, whenever we come out with a collection and there's a card kit to go with it, I buy several of the card kits because I like that the embellishments work on my scrapbook pages. So I don't use them to make cards that often, but I do use them to make scrapbook pages. So I think these are great. Okay, so now let's set all this aside, but before I do, literally all I did for this part, and I'm not going to demonstrate it because I don't have any more supplies since I used them, but this red paper was pre-cut, the pink scallop was pre-cut, and then these are just sticker letters. So I just mounted the pink on top of the red with my repositionable tape runner and added the sticker letters and got this cute little title embellishment. The strips on either side here with this fun Valentine's Day paper are 1.5 inches each. So I'm going to cut that first, grab my trimmer, open my arm, and make sure my little foot is out to keep everything level. This has a raised area on it, so it's great for holding everything level up here. And I'm going to line this up at the 1.5 inch mark. There's the 1, there's the 1.5, and there's a grid line that goes all the way down right there. So I'm going to line it up there. Follow that grid line all the way down. Make sure it's straight at the top all the way down. Because if it's not straight, it's not going to cut straight. So it's straight at the top. It follows my grid line all the way down. I'm going to hold it in place and cut, and then I would do one more just like it. So, and this is it's not a directional pattern up and down, but it is sideways. So you would want to make so the hearts aren't sideways, so that's why I cut it in that direction. So I would cut 2 of those, but I'm just going to do one for the class. And then I need just some skinny strips of this, about 3/4 of an inch each, but they don't have to be exact. I'm just going to cut those with the straight trimmer. You could also add in a decorative blade. We have all these different blades, but I just chose to do straight to keep it simple, and I already had this scallop on here, so I didn't want a bunch of too many shapes going on. So I'm going to cut this to about 3/4 of an inch, which that lines up with right there. But again, it does not have to be exact because a lot of this is going to go underneath the piece I just cut. And just make sure it's straight on the grid line all the way down. And for 1 page, I'm going to cut 2 of these, but for both, I'm just going to demo 1 page. But if you were going to do both pages and create them on your own, you would want 4 strips like that. And set that aside. So pretend I cut 4, and I'm going to set this aside for the moment. And I'm going to grab my mat. I like to work on my mat when I'm working on with adhesive, because I don't want to get any adhesive on my table. And I tried a new thing with my tabletop. I hope it turns out well. I think I'm going to like it. I like the like light wood texture look to it instead of the other one that I had. Just, you know, conversation about that, which is not even necessary, but I'm just chatting with y'all. Okay, so I'm going to add some tape runner onto the back here, and I'm going to add it in little dabs all the way down one vertical side. And then I'm going to mount this so that some of that red shows out past the designer paper, and press it and make it stick. And then it looks like I didn't do the best job of making it line up great, so I'm going to redo that. That's another good thing about using your repositionable tape runner. So I'm going to, let's put it here, kind of in a straight line. Follow that line on there. And this is the side with the adhesive. I'm going to add a little bit more adhesive since I pulled that up. Just on one side. Now, I'm going to do this a little bit more careful. Okay? And you want about the same amount of that red to show all the way down. And then I'm going to do it here as well. Okay, that's getting in my way. And goodness. There. Okay, so I'm going to line this up on one of the lines here. If you want to get one of these silicone mats, just let me know. My email address and my website link are going to be in the comments section, or let's just say the description box on this YouTube video. So that's how you can find me if you want to order it, and I could direct ship it to your house. Of course, I would need your address and your phone number. Well, not your phone number. I need your address for that. Okay, so here we go. So that's how you do that, quick and easy. And then you're just going to mount that on the edge here. So I'm going to add some tape runner to little dabs to the edges. And then I want a little bit of the brown to show out past the red. So I'm going to do that. I really love this chocolate look because, you know, chocolate's so popular for Valentine's Day mixed with the red hearts. I think it's pretty. Okay, so that's how I did that. And then I would just take this and mount it right here. And then I'm just going to show you how I did one of the photos that I cropped. I'm not going to crop all of them. So if this one needs to be, the photo is 3.5 by 4. And let me lay this out again. Y'all might want to pause this and take note of all of my measurements, or you can always go back and rewatch this and write them down. But basically, I like a skinny mat, and it's kind of hard to tell because this is white on white. Maybe you can tell a little bit closer. But I cut this mat to 3.5 by 4 inches. This photo, I'm sorry. And the mat 1/4 inch bigger than that on 2 sides. So this is 3.5 by 4, and this is 3 3/4 by 4 1/4. So 1/4 inch bigger on 2 sides. So let's do that. So pretend this is a photo, and I want to cut, this is 4 by 6, starting with 4 by 6. So if I want to cut that to 3.5 by 4 inches, I'm going to grab my photo trimmer, and so this is 4 inches, so I'm going to leave that as is, but this needs to be cut to 3.5 this way. So I'm going to line it up at the 3.5 inch mark, which is right there. And be careful, this is very sharp. You never want to bring that down on a finger or anything and cut yourself. No way. So that's lined up with the grid line. 3.5. Okay, and cut. So it's 3.5 by 4, yeah. So that's how I got the photo. Pretend that's a photo. And then to get the mat, I'm going to take a piece of white cardstock and cut it with my trimmer 1/4 inch bigger on 2 sides, which makes it 3 3/4. So I'm going to line this up at the 3 3/4 line right there. Follow the grid line all the way down and cut. And then I'm going to flip it this way and cut it to 4 1/4, which that's the 4 1/4 mark right there at the top. Follow the grid line all the way down, and this is how I got my mat. I did not cut, there we go, that's fine. I didn't cut through quite enough, but it tore off just fine. I might have to clean that edge up a little. And let me show you what I do when I clean up the edge. See how it's a little bit of a jaggedy edge? This is like a, it's a tool that allows you, it's a sanding tool. So I'm just going to sand that off a little bit. You can get this at Creative Memories. I just got it from my friend who owns a craft store, but you can find them everywhere. Okay, so now you're going to take your photo and put your repositionable tape runner, or your regular tape runner. I always use repositionable, and mount it on there. And that's how you get your mat. And then you have a skinny mat. I'm going to try to start doing this. I'm going to start using gray for my photo, because I do use a white mat a lot, so you can actually see it better. But that was the perfect size to mat. You can sort of see where the photo and the mat are. And that's how I would crop and mat my photos. Now right here, I just cut a piece of ruled paper. Let me find my little piece of ruled paper. I know I have it here. This was a scrap that I started with, and it's 5 inches wide by 1 3/4 inches tall. So let's grab my photo trimmer. I think since this is small, it's going to be better. So I'm going to put this underneath the clear guard, line it up at the 5. Yeah, this is my real paper. Okay, line it up at the 5. Make sure it's straight at the top. Follows the grid line all the way down. I put my finger right here on this clear part to hold it down, but make sure you don't put it over here where it's going to cut. Just right here and cut. And then I need to flip it and do it 1 3/4 inches this way. So I'm going to line that up at 1 3/4. Make sure it's straight all the way down, straight at the top. Press my finger on this clear part and cut. You could also use the 12-inch trimmer for this, but for small things, I like to use this smaller trimmer. So I keep both of these handy. I'm so excited. My husband and son made a new, put together a new table for me. So I have a whole nother work area over here. So I just feel so much more organized. So I would mount that right there with my repositionable tape runner, and then take my black Creative Memories pen. These pens are fine tip on one side. Now that's the round tip. And I'll just show you the difference in the fine tip and the round tip. But I would not use the round tip, but I'm just going to show you how it writes. That's the round tip, so you get a wider, bolder look. And then this is the fine tip. I like that they're 2 in 1. And that's what I used to do this. So that's a quick and easy page. I don't think it could get much easier than that. And honestly, y'all, I show all kinds of creative things and I have fun doing that. But my style, personally, in my scrapbooks is really basic. It's very similar to this. So I like quick and easy, but I do have fun playing with tools and all of that. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.